Check. Pulsechain, RH, and government conspiracies is what we're talking about today. So you're gonna want to stick around, stay tuned, like and subscribe. Let's get straight into it. What am I talking about? Richard Hart just tweeted this not long ago when he says, yo, the US government has just moved $2 billion of seized BTC today. If you're tired of having government selling, pretty much dumping on top of you, right? You might want to use Ethereum instead. Why? Because the US government holds a shit ton of BTC, and Richard has been advocating against this for a very long time. The reason why I'm talking about government, liking Ponzi's is because of this. That's why the government loves Ponzi's. OneCoin, if you remember, billions of dollars, Big Connect, and need I say more? There's so many Ponzi's, or Silk Road. In this case today, this is $2 billion worth of Silk Road money that they've been holding for a while and they seized. And Richard had also made a point here that further, if the coins being sold were stolen from an exchange, shouldn't they be given back to that exchange? So one wonders if these are those specific coins or not, which is a fair assessment to make here. I kind of agree with RH here, because it's kind of weird that ever since 2013-ish, every time you hear on the news that the US government has seized some kind of Bitcoin from an exchange, from some kind of hacker, case in point, the Bitfinex hack, and many more. Every time, the government never gives back those coins to the people or those exchanges. Instead, what they do, they hold it for a couple years and they kind of slowly auction it off, usually at Bitcoin cycle tops. Or they would find some rich billionaires like Uncle Tim Draper, or rich millionaires, like Uncle Tim Draper, for example. Back in 2013, I think they sold him some BTCs for cheap, and he bought a shit ton of them. That's why he's still rich to this day. Or guys like Shamuth, Palihapitiya, angel investors and guys like that the US would auction it off. So why would they auction it off instead of returning those funds to the rightful owners, which is the exchanges that those coins were hacked from in the first place? It's kind of odd. But if you notice right here, they own $12 billion worth of BTC, and on top of that they own about $400 million worth of Ethereum, which is 3% of their stack. Their portfolio, they got a BNB right here. Shout out to CZ. They got Justin Sun's Tron, $2 million worth. They got 8K worth of Avalanche or something. And they got some Flare network and a base. Whatever the US government is holding, be bullish on that. It's going to the moon. Just kidding. But yeah, man, it's kind of odd, because look at the Silk Road thing. If you remember this, Bitcoin tumbles 67K. This is today. So why are governments dumping on us every time we approach the new all-time high? This news didn't come out yesterday. It came out right after Bitcoin tops 70K. Boom, they find out, well, who's dumping? It's not F2 Pool and these large Bitcoin miners. I told you guys, they don't control the narrative anymore. That was 2017, when Bitcoin miners always, dump on us because they accumulate throughout a bear market. In 2013, we wasn't here. We didn't know what a bear market was. But, that's why in 2017, they dumped on us. 2021, again, Bitcoin miners came back dumping. But now they don't control the narrative anymore. So they figure out who was dumping, and it's none other than, the US government. Maybe, allegedly, I don't know. They just moved this, they moved some Bitcoin. We don't know what they're going to do with it. I think they have a shit ton of it, and they have some side wallets that are dumping this. So on top of that, if you remember, there's another country that was dumping for the last few weeks. Shout out to Germany. The German government owns around $2 billion worth of Bitcoin, and it's freaking out crypto investors. Nobody knew. And somehow Germany was dumping around the same time BTC went up a little bit. But you can tell that Germany, I think they got freaked out by the Mt. Gox situation. Maybe that could have been the reason, because soon as news came out that Mt. Gox BTCs are moving, there's like, we want to dump, we want to get out of here. But even Germany's Bitcoin is not something that they bought themselves. The government has actually been seizing it, because there was a lot of German scammers. Police in eastern German state of Saxony seized close to 50,000 BTC in mid-January, right? Worth about $2.2 billion at the time of seizure. So not only that they're buying Bitcoin, but they've been seizing it from these scammers, and they're just holding it. And when the time comes, well, since network effect, Bitcoin is a free market, they can do whatever they want with it instead of returning those funds back to the rightful owners. I'm just saying, it's weird that these governments owns a shit ton of BTC. Now, the money that they seized here, they got it from the OG Russell Ulbricht, a free Russ, bro. I think maybe if Trump get elected, he might free him. But hey, he got Kodak Black out of the gutter and gave him a pardon. Why not pardon Ulbricht? So I don't know, bro. But yeah, RH, I think he's timing the market. Case in point is this right here. If you remember March earlier this year, a whale just bought $620 million worth of worth of Ethereum. They found out it was RH. 15,000 series of, like, he put in $59 million worth of DAI, and then he just kept buying and buying, and it turned out to be 620 million worth of DAI. Average price 3.8k per ETH. People were calling RH crazy, but he actually profited $24 million out of that. So yeah, I think he's timing the market, bro, because right around the time when RH was buying this ETH was the Duncan upgrade Ethereum. I think he was anticipating that ETH might move up to 5, 6, 7k, so he can profit off of that and bridge that over to Pulsechain, and the rest is history. But we all miscalculated. The Duncan upgrade didn't do much in terms of price movement for Ethereum. It didn't do much, so RH is just sitting on this much ETH. So what's his next move? Attack the US government. FUD BTC so that some BTC whales get scared and they would buy Ethereum. That's why he said right here, I say, yo, Bitcoin price down, how long you gonna let the US government keep dumping BTC on your head? Hold Ethereum instead. Why is he doing this? It's a calculated move to get some BTC whales that he may or may not know onto the Ethereum ecosystem, so they may start looking into ETH, because ETH is predicted to outperform BTC again in this upcoming bull market. I think we might see a 10 to 15k ETH. If you're being conservative, some are saying 25k, whatever, but 10 to 15 is still a win compared to Bitcoin. So there you have it, man. As for Pulsechain, I think that's what it is waiting for. And in the meantime, this is a long-term play. You still have 52 weeks pretty much, in my opinion, another 12 months to accumulate as much PLS as possible, as this is a late market play, meaning by April 2025 you may not see Pulsechain do much, but towards the end of next year, yeah, watch out for stuff like Zen and Pulsechain, bro. It's gonna be, yeah, it could be crazy. But yeah, let's just leave it at that. Where do you see the price of PLS going with this much Ethereum that Richard Hart is holding? Because come on now, this is thousands of Ethereum he purchased at 620 million DAI, 15,000 ETH here and there, and then he's totaling that to 163,000 Ethereum. Crazy. Imagine all of that went into the Pulsechain ecosystem. That's gonna be insane. So Hex, PLS, PLSX, and Ink and stuff like that is gonna rip. It may not perform as big as people expect, but hey, if you get as close to a penny as possible for a PLS, This is a huge win for people who are holding hundreds of millions of PLS. Let's just leave it at that. Like up the video, share it, subscribe for some crypto content. I have been Mr. Nakamoto Crypto, and I'm out.